for another like me. Boy, stop. I bring me whose love is the tightest, whose kisses the nicest. Me, whose touch is the rightest. Me, bad bitch, that's me. Bad bitch, that's me. Gay bitch, that's me. Lame bitch, not me. What you get is what you see. And I bring.
Hey guys, so we're only going to do one more video today, and that's because it's going to be kind of a huge undertaking. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to do... You know what it is? I get very confused when I'm looking in the video trying to tame my hair down because I'm actually doing it backwards than what I'm seeing. But anyway, it's a huge undertaking, and it's because, number one, the original was just so iconic in many ways. Number one, I don't know how many Guns N' Roses fans we have out there. Guns N' Roses came out right when, at the peak of, well, when I was a teenager. I think I was 16, 17 years old when Guns N' Roses hit. And maybe I was younger. I was a teenager anyway. And like I told you, when I was a teenager in the 80s, hip-hop was just coming out, so I had that option. But at the time, I had just moved from an area where hip-hop was at its core, at its best. That's what I was listening to. That's what was going on. And then I moved to an area where it was literally non-existent. You couldn't even find it on the radio. And if you wanted to find a CD or anything, or a mixtape that had... We didn't have CDs, I'm sorry. Or a mixtape that... We didn't have CDs back then. If you wanted to find a mixtape that had any type of hip-hop on it, you were hard-pressed to really find it. So I went back to my rock roots that I had prior to that and started listening back to the old masters of Led Zeppelin and Black Sabbath. And I wasn't even really a big Queen fan back then, which was kind of funny. Yeah, so I started getting back into those roots. I actually, Eagles, Heart, I was a huge Heart fan. Those girls, like, kicked ass. But anyway, it was almost, and Aerosmith, loved Aerosmith. But anyway, it was almost like Guns N' Roses came in to save the day at the time, you know? And Metallica and stuff like that. Anyway, they put out, like, the monster of, like, power ballads at the time, which was November Rain. And November Rain was so iconic in so many ways because this is why. Number one, it was the longest song. I mean, it was literally almost 10 minutes long. 9 minutes and some change. And on the album, it was on, I don't remember which album, but I think it was the second longest song in the album. The other song was like 10 minutes and some change. The other thing is that it stayed at the top Billboard 10 forever. And not just in this country, we're talking all over Europe, in Germany, even though it never hit 100. Even though it never hit number one in Germany, I know it stayed at the top 10 forever. Germany, all over Europe. I mean, November Rain was huge. And the other thing was, the video was so beautiful, yet so sad. And the video, along with the lyrics to the song, you could tell that, number one, Axl had really been through something. It was heartbreaking. And number two, it was like storytelling at its best at that time, you know? Like I told you, at that point in time, we were like writing down lyrics to songs. We would sit in front of the turntable and just listen over and over and over and write down lyrics to songs until we got them, you know? So anyway, we're doing November Rain, but here's the thing. There's been a lot of covers of November Rain along the years, throughout the years. And Guns N' Roses, they split up for a little while because Axl's drug abuse and stuff like that. Slash, who is probably one of the best guitarists in the world, has had his own opportunities to do his thing. So, but when they do perform, they still perform the song. But, you want to break it down. I decided I'm going to break it down to a good, better, and best. But we're only going to do the best. But I want to do an honorable mention to the good and better ones, because they deserve it. And actually, the better one is actually one of my favorite artists today. He's kind of low key. He sticks in his lane, but he has this voice that is just kind of like, he's excellent. But I want to pull this up real quick because I just want to give an honorable mention to these guys. So if you want to check them out as well, Cora Raven. I've never actually. I mean, they're good. It's good. I watched the video. I've never heard of them before, but it's all right. Now, Amos Lee does the better one, and I love Amos Lee. If you have listened to any of his music, he just has a really great voice. It's almost like when Ray LaMontagne came out, which was funny because I had known about him forever. I'd actually seen him at he used to do like small bars and stuff like that. And I'd actually seen him on several occasions in small bars prior to him breaking out. But so anyway, Amos Lee, check out his other music, but he's not on this list. Now, Sandi Thom is the best, and I'm going to tell you why, and we're doing her cover. Means people can take a lot from it because it's a storytelling song. It also evokes a lot of emotions in a lot of people. It also has one of the best guitar solos, epic guitar solos ever. I hate to disappoint. Sandi Thom completely strips down this song. And she sings it basically, I think, with a bass guitar and a piano, if I'm not wrong. But it's mostly just focused on her lyrics, in the emotion in her voice, the emphasis on what she puts into the lyrics, and her storytelling ability. It is phenomenal, people. That's all I'm going to say. And we're going to get right into it because it's absolutely beautiful. Okay, so here's her version of Cold November Rain.
Love was always coming and don't afraid. Cause I just end up walking in the cold November rain. Do you need some time on your own? Do you need some time all alone? Ooh, everybody needs some time on their own. Ooh, don't you know you need some time all alone? Oh, 'cause I know it's hard to keep an open heart when even friends seem out to harm you. But if you could heal a broken heart, wouldn't time be out to charm you? When your fears subside you, the shadows still remain. Oh yeah, I know that you can love me when there's no one left to blame. Ooh, yeah. So never mind the darkness, we still can find a way. But nothing lasts forever, even cold November rain. Do you need some time on your own? Do you need some time all alone? Ooh, everybody needs some time on their own. Don't you know you need some time all alone? Okay, so that's her version of November Rain. It's beautiful, right? And sad. But how many of us have actually been in those types of relationships, you know, where you can almost feel the person kind of pulling back because they've been through something. They've been hurt, or their friends have betrayed them, or family has betrayed them, or past loves have betrayed them. And so their hearts are closed, and you know they love you and they know you love them, but they're so afraid that you know, they're just going to walk away. And you're going to allow them to do that because you love them. But basically, you're saying goodbye. You're saying, until you're willing to go there with me, I know that you know, I'm letting you go. And I know that's where you have to go. It's just, I don't know. So yeah, beautiful interpretation. Stripped down lyrics. I love it when people do that, especially to hard songs. The only reason why I haven't done Sound of Silence yet, because don't get me wrong, I love Disturbed. I have always loved Disturbed. I think David has an amazing voice. The only reason why I haven't done Sound of Silence is because everybody and their mother has done Sound of Silence. And I love that version. I own that version of the song, by the way. I own both versions, but I haven't done it because everybody's done it. But I thought you guys might enjoy this. And if you haven't heard the Guns N' Roses version of November Rain, please go listen to it because it's just as amazing in a totally different way. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. And like I always say,
you know, have a wonderful day. Please comment, like, subscribe, and take care of each other because no one else is going to. Bye.